Hello everyone. This is Aditya Chuka. I'm part of Group E, and we are doing a presentation on a product lifecycle analysis of Apple Watch as part of MKT 500 Marketing Management taught by Professor Michael Yuan. As part of this presentation, we'll walk through the four stages of product lifecycle. We'll discuss about how consumer behavior and cultural context influence adoption across different markets. Our primary goal is to show how strategic alignment supports long-term competitiveness. Now, what is product lifecycle? Let's look at what product lifecycle is. Product lifecycle explains how a product evolves through four stages, namely introduction, growth, maturity, and decline. Each stage requires different marketing objectives and strategies. Now, competition typically increases as the product gains more adoption, right? The consumer behavior also influences how a product moves through these stages. In this presentation, we'll apply this framework mainly to Apple Watch. Uh, Now, let's see how Apple Watch enters the market during the introduction stage. So, the introduction stage mainly focuses on awareness and trial. Apple Watch initially targeted early adopters who value innovation. As you can see on the image on the right, this is the first Apple Watch, which was released around 2015, I believe. Uh, Now, premium price actually helps signal quality, and it actually reinforces the brand strength that Apple Watch has. Initially, competition was limited at this point in time, so this allowed Apple to define its own expectations in the smartwatch category. Adoption depended on the adoption usually depended on reducing the perceived risk through the brand trust, which Apple already has, and the ecosystem familiarity. So as adoption increased and awareness spread, Apple Watch moved into growth stage. Now let's examine how the strategies changed during the growth stage. So the growth stage is mainly characterized by rapid adoption and expanded competition. Apple broadened its market beyond early adopters. As more consumers use the product, the perceived risk decreased due to familiarity and social proof. Uh, Competition intensified as other companies like Samsung and Fitbit introduced similar health features. So, how did Apple respond? They strengthened their ecosystem integration and added new services. So, as you can see in the report, this is the latest report on the smartwatch market. Currently, the revenue stands at $108 billion as of 2025, and we expect it to gradually grow to 200 billion by end of 2030. So when growth begins to stabilize, the focus shifts from expansion to retention, right? So this leads into the maturity stage. So in maturity stage, growth slows and competition becomes more intense. So the objective shifts to defending its own market share. Innovation still continues, but changes become more incremental. The ecosystem integration that Apple Watch has kind of reduces the incentives to switch and supports consumer retention. The buying power of consumers remain moderate due to available alternatives, but Apple mitigates it through this ecosystem alignment and brand loyalty. So if maturity progresses further, the firms must prepare for life cycle extension. So next, we will consider how Apple can manage a potential decline stage. So decline stage. So if Apple enters the decline stage, the goal becomes extending its life cycle. So it can renew products through repositioning or service integration. Apple may expand medical grade features or subscription health services. As you can see on the image, we're looking at an Apple Health dashboard, and it talks about how much calories you have spent, how much did you move, and stuff of that sort. So you can add subscription services to this to give more personalized details about the user. So geographical expansion can help in grow in emerging markets. The but the key is the cultural differences can slow or extend the life cycle depending on local health awareness. However, life cycle progression does not occur uniformly across all the regions, as we know. So now this brings us to the role of cultural context and consumer behavior. So consumer behavior differs from region to region. The attitude towards health tracking will influence the adoption speed. In United States, wearable health devices are widely accepted. In parts of Europe, privacy concerns increased hesitation. People might not buy something due to the privacy concerns. Consumers evaluate all their functional, financial, and privacy risks before purchasing. In some regions, regulatory environments also influence how quickly new health features can be introduced. When we combine life cycle stages with cultural influences, the strategic picture becomes more cleaner and clearer. Now, let's conclude this by summarizing how Apple Watch sustains its position. The product lifecycle overview kind of showed how strategy evolves over time, right? The objectives shifted from awareness to retention and renewal. Consumers competition across firms intensified the market share as markets have matured. Consumer behavioral, cultural context, how also quickly influenced how products progress through each stage. Apple Watch maintains this position due to its product, its pricing, its branding, and ecosystem strategies across all these stages. These are the final references. Thank you for your time.